Hey guys, it's me, iiVoltageWolf. Welcome to another video. As you may have known, Rivals 2 is still in development and is supposed to release this year. So that means I have to make another video, Rivals of Aether themed. This time, I tell my opinion on the entire franchise as a whole, going from game to game and hopefully covering stuff that you may not have noticed. So here we go. Number one, let's start with the first game in the franchise, Rivals of Aether. Rivals of Aether, it had a troubling launch. So it was a Kickstarter project, had quite a decent amount of backers. People were playing the betas a lot. But during the release day, there were only on release day there was 6 playable characters and that's it. And on top of that, there's not really many features as there are now. So that made everyone just go the fuck away, you know? But as the updates went on, people started coming back. So it was a painful launch, but it got better in the end, you know? The only things that bother me is the balancing issues with certain characters, because have you noticed that some of the characters are kind of broken in a way? And on top of that, the story was rushed AF. Rushed AF. That's how rushed it is. And that's why some of the fights in the story mode don't link up with the current events. The only things that do link up correctly are the final boss fights of each character's story. It's sad. It's a sad excuse of a story mode. So yeah, Rivals 1, it was bad, but it got better. Creatures of Aether, let's talk about that next. So Creatures of Aether, it's a card game. It's a card game where you place your elemental animals on the board and try and capture and have as many creatures of your own on the board as possible. Seems promising, right? Well, it tanked pretty bad. It was only popular for 1 day and 1 night, and then everyone just GTFO, you know? It's sad, because it did show a bit of potential, but not enough to keep the game going. So Creatures of Aether tanked pretty bad. Now let's talk about a comic. A comic that only had 4 issues. 4 issues total. It's Tales of Aether. Tales of Aether basically tells the story of how Clarin got to where she is now. So Clarin, it starts off with Clarin being young, and then shit happens, and Clarin now goes out of her way and has a sworn destiny to defeat Loxodont. And it ends after 4 issues, so it's pretty short-lived. And I would have to say the only redeeming factor for this comic is the art style and the way the art is interpreted. Other than that, the story kind of sucked. It just didn't seem to fit. So Tales of Aether tanked pretty bad in my regard. And now, Dungeons of Aether, the most recent release. Dungeons of Aether, it looks great. The graphics are great. However, the execution of the gameplay element was pretty bad. Like sometimes you would be stuck forever on a fight trying to get in the first attack and whatnot. With the dice, it's pretty RNG dependent. I mean, you pick your dice, but other than that, the execution on the gameplay is pretty bad. And on top of that, the story was kinda meh. It's not great, but it does take place during the events of Rivals. So Dungeons of Aether, not bad, not good, but in the middle. And finally, the upcoming release, Rivals 2. Based on what I've seen, Rivals 2 seems to be pretty promising and might even come out to be a success. I just gotta watch the reviews closely to see if there are any flaws with the game. Rivals 2, the graphics are amazing, the shaders are amazing, voice acting seems great, the character trailers are badass, seems promising. In fact, I think it's more promising than Rivals 1, because it has more launch characters than the previous entry. Instead of 6, you have like up to 10 or 9. You know, it's crazy. On top of that, they're also going to include a workshop character from the Rivals 1 workshop that is being on a contest where it's like the winner gets a spot in the Rivals 2 roster. Yeah, Rivals 2, I can't really give a final opinion on it other than the fact that I think it's great so far. I just have to wait until launch day to see if it's either going to be a great launch day or a painful one like Rivals 1. But anyway, that's the video. That's your video of me expressing my opinions on every single Rivals of Aether game that's either officially out or on the way to being out. So if you want to see more videos such as gaming, vlogs, or free videos, hit like and subscribe. Don't want to miss anything. Hit that notification bell to see any new videos heading your way. And this has been iiVoltageWolf, and I will see all of you in the next session. Goodbye, Pack Mates.